This wasn't a word I had heard of before, even though it's been used in fiction writing circles for a number of years. Merriam-Webster hasn't yet acknowledged that it is a real word, but it seems to be popping up everywhere I look now. This word and its opposite does often generate a lot of lively literary discussion. Hi, my name is Patricia Charpentier, and welcome to episode 118 of the Life Writers Vlog, where you can find inspiration and useful tips to help you write your life stories. If you read articles about writing, go to writers' conferences, or talk with groups of writers, especially novelists, you'll hear this question: are you a pantser or a plotter? Pantser? Plotter. The word pantser supposedly came into use in the 1990s and became far more popular in the 2000s. My writing self must have been living under a rock, because it took me until last year to learn this word and what it means. In the writing world, pantsers are people who write without a set plot or storyline in mind. They are ones who create stories by the seat of their pants, hence a pantser. The opposite type of writer is a plotter. Plotters meticulously map out the plot or storyline of their ideas and follow the path. Pantsers don't create outlines. Stephen King is said to be a famous pantser and not one to plan out his books in advance. Supposedly, he starts with a story concept and sees where it takes him. Another author who writes without an outline or plot is Margaret Atwood, author of The Handmaid's Tale and many other books. She says she starts with a small image, a scene, or a voice and goes from there. On the plotter side of the writing table sits J.K. Rowling, who plans her books in advance in detail, creating hand-drawn spreadsheets and diagrams of key events, subplots, character arcs, and timelines. A long time ago, I read how famously prolific romance writer Danielle Steele spends a year or more outlining a book in meticulous detail. Then she writes a first draft of the novel in 2 weeks. I don't know if that's true, but whatever she's doing works for her, because today she's published 212 works of fiction, nonfiction, and children's books. I can see how the terms pantser and plotter can be better applied to fiction writing, where the story is being manufactured, as opposed to memoir, where the story was actually lived. But I think it is still useful for us to have a sense of how we approach writing. In writing my memoir, I've tried both ways. I wrote 80,000 words as a pantser, although I didn't know I was writing as a pantser then. Now I'm attempting to map out plot lines, character arcs, turning points, and such, and I'm struggling with what I should include or not, what I need to add, if I need to narrow my focus, what constitutes too much and not enough. It was much easier to write as a pantser. Now, trying to fashion those words and the new ones I'm adding into a shape, an arc, a means of taking the reader on a journey is proving to be much more difficult. So tell me about you. Are you a pantser or a plotter? Maybe you're a plantser, someone who combines a little story mapping and some writing by the seat of your pants. How do you approach writing a story? Have you tried both pantser and plotter approaches? If so, what were the results of each? If you tend to always be a pantser or a plotter, are you willing to try the opposite approach just once to see how it feels to you and how it affects what you produce? Share your experiences with pantsing, plotting, or plantsing in the comments section below. But however you approach writing, remember the only way to do this wrong is to not do it at all. The only way to do this wrong is to not do it at all. You might notice I am wearing these little book earrings for a reason. These earrings are the cover of our last Life Writers anthology, Turning Points, Life's Twists and Turns. The membership is currently writing and editing as we prepare for the next Life Writers anthology titled Micro Memoir, The Art of Writing Short. Keep an eye out because this new anthology will be released in May. Until next time, happy writing, everybody.
Don't miss the next episode. Sign up to be notified of future posts and upcoming events. Use the buttons below to share this episode on social media or with a friend who might like it. If you enjoyed this week's episode, you will love our Life Writers membership. Whether you don't know where to start writing your life stories, have started and stopped many times, or have been writing but want to receive feedback to make your stories better, the Life Writers membership is where you need to be. We have a Get Started roadmap, an extensive library of instructional videos, live events via Zoom, and a supportive and active community. If you want to take the stories that live in your heart and mind and put them into words on the page, check out Life Writers at lifewriters.us.